Friday, and I am so happy to be here. My name is Samantha, and I'm coming to you on behalf of EPIC. EPIC is empowering people and inspiring community. And EPIC is a conscious living publication that delivers to you, whether it be virtually or in print, every 2 months. So I am so grateful to be here. Um, Let us know, please, let us know that number one, I have sound. And number two, that you're seeing me live. And you can do so by just putting comments in the feed that my dear publisher, co publisher Lisa, is working from Cheshire. Thank you, Lisa. So let everybody know, let us know that everybody's here in the feed, okay? Because that's the only way I know I'm not talking just to myself and to my beautiful guest that's waiting to come on. So again, it's Friday. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. with more epic interviews. So please stay tuned. For everybody out there, I want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. Whether you are, you've birthed a child or not, whether you are male or female, we all have that divine feminine mothering energy within us. And that is what I will honor in you on Mother's Day. So many blessings to all the mothers out there, and that includes every single one of us. And I want to just let you know we're working feverishly on the page, the prayer page that'll be coming to you by this weekend. And that's a perfect segue into just letting you know during this time of physical isolation and that feeling of being separate, we are here to provide you with prayer, affirmative prayer, healing prayer. We're here to give you an ear to listen. Our ears are here to listen. Our hearts are open to receive. So please reach out to us. You are not alone. We're here for you. Reach out, okay? Whether it be through a private message, an email, and soon that page where you'll go right in. All right. So please, we love you all. You're important to us. Um, you're very important to us. And without any further ado, I've been speaking for the past 40 minutes or so with Lydia McClain. I'm going to bring Lydia on in a moment. You are getting ready to experience one of the most loving, gentle, yet powerful voices. Lydia is a breathwork facilitator, a voice coach, an empowerment coach. She is coming to us live from Simsbury. So please, as I bring Lydia forward, give her some epic love and some epic light.
Yay, so happy to be here. Hi, Samantha.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you.
Yay.
Lydia and I have been talking for quite a while behind the scenes, which is one of my favorite parts of doing the epic interviews. And when Lydia sent me an email, she said, "I'm so glad to reconnect with you." And I was thinking, where did I meet Lydia before? I couldn't really recall. Well, she came to me for reflexology and Reiki, and once we connected, I immediately remembered that session. So I'm so glad to reconnect with you and that you're here to share your journey and your gifts with our tribe, our epic community. So I explained a little bit of what you do, the certified breathwork facilitator and the empowerment coach, but who is Lydia? What I don't want to say prompted the journey, but yeah, what started this holistic healing journey where you are now? Who is Lydia and how did you get here? Will you share with us?
I would be more than happy to share. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to be here and connect with your audience and each and every one of these beautiful souls. Know that you're not alone. We are all here together in our hearts. It's funny you ask this because yesterday I was scrolling through my Instagram and I was going through old posts, just like having a moment of reflection on the full moon. And I stumbled across a post from years ago that I had posted as like a Transformation Tuesday. And it was a photo of me at one of my lowest points in life, which I would say was my early 20s. I was really battling a very aggressive eating disorder that nearly took my life. And I was one of the most hopeless moments of my life and also one of the biggest catalysts for change, of course, right? So my journey to come to the breath and to come to finding my voice has come from a couple different things. A lifelong struggle with perfectionism, manifested as an eating disorder, really an anxiety, thing. And also from a place of growing up as a singer. I am a professionally trained opera singer. And at one of my lowest moments when I was battling my eating disorder, I was also finding so much surrender through my voice. And I had this big download and this big moment of, I'm only seen as a singer. I've hidden behind this mask, right? We talk about masks right now. It's a big buzzword. We all have masks, right? And I had been hiding behind this mask of, I'm a singer. Let me sing you a pretty song, but I don't want to tell you my truth because I'm afraid you won't like me, or I'm afraid I'll be rejected, or whatever. So through the journey of recovery, of really committing to wanting to feel safe in my body, being done with battling my demons around my body image and perfectionism, I discovered, on a big healing journey, I discovered breathwork by accident, which happens. I didn't sign up for a breathwork practice. I was at a retreat and with 60 other women of all ages in my 20s, and there was a moment they're like, okay, we're going to lie down and do this breathwork journey. And at this point I was like, hey, anything is going to help me, I am here for it. And yeah, right. And I laid down, and the rest is history. It completely knocked me off my feet. I've always had trouble quieting my mind and meditating, and breathwork opened up a door for me to access spirit and release trauma in my body, and to find my voice and to really liberate it, and to feel like I could access this incredible tool to self-heal.
Before we go into, because I want to go a little deeper into what breath work is and what it looks like when we experience breath work with Lydia, because breath work, you may think of yoga or whatever it is. I want to say first, though, I want to share that on the first Friday of every month, Lydia is doing a virtual community breath work, and I experienced it last Friday. I'm not quite sure the day, the first Friday in May, whatever that date was.
May 1st.
There you go. May 1st. And at first I was a little apprehensive. I didn't understand it. Lisa had invited me and she had experienced it. And I said, well, I'm going to give it a try, And I have to tell everybody who's listening that on that Friday evening, I did what we were asked to do, lay down someplace comfortable, set the tone, maybe dim the light, light a candle, and just fall into your instructions. It was one of the most powerful experiences. I told you earlier, Lydia, I'll tell everybody that about 3 or 4 songs in, Lydia's guiding you through. Her beautiful voice is comforting and just opens up that vulnerability inside you. And before, I think it was the 3rd or 4th song finished, I was open, and there was such a physical release, an emotional release, and spiritual release that I can't wait until this coming virtual community breathwork, which is going to be in June. Again, I'm not good with dates. So with that being said, and thank you for that experience, can you share a little bit of about what a virtual breathwork gathering would look like, and also that you do individual, what that might look like?
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And as we were sharing earlier, I think that I really appreciate you giving voice to sharing that healing energy work goes where our intention is. And it's natural to have a lot of resistance around, is this going to work? I'm not there in person. Is this going to be the same? Is it not going to be as strong? Am I not going to feel connected? And I'll be the first person to raise my hand and say, as a facilitator, I wasn't sure how I was going to handle it. And I wasn't sure, but I think in the moment in time when I felt the call to start offering virtual work, I knew that it was bigger than me. It's 11:11. It's bigger than me. and this is the time to step up and to really to hold space in a bigger platform in this dimension that we have here. And so what we've done with virtual breathwork, I say we, Spirit, all of us, we've done together with virtual breathwork is really try to honor the experience of an in-person class in a community setting. We invite our playful sense of imagination to really tap into feeling someone on either side of you, to hold their hands. And I swear, when I reach out, I'm feeling people.
Feel it. Yeah.
I can feel it, and I know I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And we open up the space, and just like we would do in a sacred circle, we would offer a time to share. And what's I've actually noticed, which is a really beautiful thing about virtual work, is that I felt people are more inclined to share because they can chat. They can chat it and say, I'm coming from, we've had people from California, people from other countries. I had someone from Norway. Could type in and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. And that's been a beautiful gift for virtual work, is I think people feel a little safer in sharing, and also knowing that they're in their own home, they're in their own space. They can kind of control a little bit of their setting. So I found the transition to be so beautiful, and really in a breathwork circle, I'll share the technique here if that's helpful for people to see what it is. We start off with a grounding meditation, sharing, setting intentions, opening up our voices, opening up our hearts, connecting with each other, creating this safe container. And then I have everyone lie down, and I play music. I co-create a playlist with Spirit, and whatever feels the message needs to come through. Sometimes I think I'm going to do something with a song and something else comes in. And what's so great about virtual is you can be a little DJ, which is great. So I use the music to really set the mood and set the vibe. And everyone's lying down. And this practice is entirely self-healing, meaning that you are moving your breath. You are committing to actively inhaling and exhaling in a way that will shift your energy, open up your heart, and give you access to feeling, access to emotional release, whatever that looks like. I like to call it an adult temper tantrum. So we can laugh, we can cry, we can scream, we can really just totally release. And I'll tilt my camera here so people can see what the practice looks like.
Yes.
So this is a 2-part inhale, 2 inhales, and an exhale. And we do this all through the mouth. When we open up the mouth, we're opening up the throat, we're opening up our access to emotional release. So the practice is all repetitive. It looks like this. It's an inhale in the belly, heart, and out. Belly, heart, and out. Belly, heart, and out. And that's it.
It was beautiful.
We do that for about a half an hour. And there's moments when you'll hit some resistance. It'll push your buttons.
Oh yeah.
And Spirit always finds a way when we allow, what we resist persist, right? So if we surrender, that emotional release will come.
Yeah.
It'll come, and afterwards we give time for integration, passive healing. In our community class, we're gifted with Calvin Young, who is our sound healer, and really lets us marinate at home in this beautiful sound bath. And really, I'm here to guide the energy and channel whatever comes through, whatever messages. I can kind of gauge the energy of the group. And it's really the same to me. It's very, very, very insignificant changes between in-person and virtual. And the other part of your question, I know, was about one individual session.
Right, that you offer individual also.
Yes. And the individual sessions, it's more of a dialogue. So I am actively working with one person's energy, and I will encourage you to talk to your higher self, and I will talk directly to the energy and encourage you to work with it and navigate it and move it. So it really is a much more personal experience. And I say that only because we're having a one-on-one dialogue. And honestly, I find that whatever resonates best for people, whatever they need, that's what they're drawn to. That's what they're drawn to.
What I just, with the breath work and even the voice coaching that you do, it's all working with the throat chakra. And I've always said that the throat is the chimney of the heart. So by opening up that throat, by opening up that chimney, it's allowing the energies of your heart, the true heart energies, to come up through in a clear and open channel. So thank you for being that facilitator to help people. We, in my healing journey and also working with other people, the throat seems to be an area of constriction and afraid to speak our truth. Afraid to speak our truth, really, regardless of whatever it looks like, our truth. So thank you for being that vessel, being the vessel that helps to open that channel. So in addition to the breath work, you recently you've co-created Optimistic. Can you tell us a little about that? And also, I want to let everybody know, I apologize for interrupting, but Lisa is going to be sharing a link to Lydia's website. And that website link that you'll be seeing is to a free guided meditation that you can experience the breath work with Lydia using that link. So I just want everybody to know, please take the time and check that out, definitely. Now back to Optimistic. I almost said omnipresent.
I will receive that.
Right? Optimistic. Tell us about that, Jen.
I love it. Yes, thank you. And thank you for sharing about the breathwork journey. I find that we can talk about it, and I can express it using my voice as much as possible, but really the best way to experience this practice is to experience it for yourself and let it be what it is for you. So so optimistic. So as I was sharing with you earlier, we were discussing before this call about how we're translating and transitioning into virtual healing. I think everyone, regardless of what your life looks like right now, we're all spending more time online in order to stay connected. And the genesis for Optimistic was planted actually as a seed by one of my soul sisters, and actually 4 of us. And these 4 women, including myself, were the first women that I ever experienced breathwork with. I met them at this retreat. So very, very potent connection from that. And it was at that retreat where I decided I was ready to be a facilitator before I even knew it. So whenever Jordan, who was the original, the download came to her first, approached me about Optimistic, she's like, I'm really feeling the call for us to create a safe space for women online, to have access to a variety of healing tools that they can use during this time when we're not able to access all the things that we're used to doing in person, and to provide women with a place to access self-healing tools, guided meditations, daily astrology forecasts, ways to work with rituals and herbs and breath work and healing meditations, and most importantly, a safe container of a community where we can connect and people can be vulnerable. And we have a private community as a part of our sisterhood, where it's actually on Slack, which is a platform that's just a private chat, nothing else, and is completely dedicated to really supporting women and to help them live in their light right now, and to have a safe space to really to connect and to know that they're not alone, and to know that they can still be on their healing journey, and in fact dive deeper into their healing journey during this time when we're spending more time online. So it came about through COVID and has been one of the most beautiful gifts in my life to facilitate. And I am making new moon recordings for people for breathwork, full moon recordings, live classes, and that information I know Samantha will share all of that. And anyone who identifies as feminine, female can come along for the ride and test drive with us for a week, have access to all of our content, our community, and to see if it resonates with them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
See it. You paint such a beautiful picture of that, the safe container. And I think that's so important that we do feel safe with each other right now, because we aren't able to connect physically. Yeah. And what we've discussed earlier is this virtual connection. It is so real and so powerful. I'm so grateful for it. I am looking forward to hugs. Absolutely. I really, really am. Yeah, but what I've learned is that we are more than bodies. Yes. Our relationships are more than bodies. Our businesses, our conscious businesses, and our healing practices are more than the building that we picked to set up in. It truly is. It's here. It's the heart. It's the voice. And I want to thank you for sharing. We are putting Lydia's contact information, all of her websites for Optimistic, LydiaMcClain.com. Please go in and find the link for the free meditation. Check it out. We'll also be putting up on the E.P.I.C Facebook page the information about the June breathwork.
Yes.
Okay? Because I'm coming. I know that.
Yeah.
Again.
Sign up link. The link is live. We're intending on doing it virtual.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Because, to be honest, I don't know if I would have walked into a breath work without knowing what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't miss one now. I'm setting my intention not to miss them. It's very, very powerful. And you are a beautiful display of that feminine, universal, loving, just embracing energy. So thank you for showing up as Lydia and as your authentic self, and for sharing yourself with me and our guests. As we begin to wrap down and close out the conversation, we know that the connection is never severed. Obviously, here we are a couple of years later, and we're together again. Didn't even know it.
Right down the street.
Yeah. I'm guided to ask you an impromptu question, and I have to say I do have a little cheat sheet here that we talked about. But what is, when you are relaxing, you're not creating and you're not sharing, and you're in that Lydia space, what are the Disney tunes that you love to sing?
I had this feeling you were going to ask me about that. I had this moment. I was like, she's going to ask me about Disney.
Yes.
And picking a Disney song is like trying to pick your favorite child.
Right.
And but I will share what's been coming through lately. So I when I listen to Disney, it really, for me, is instant access into my inner child. Life can feel really serious right now.
Yeah.
And I tend to take myself very seriously. And when I put on Disney songs, depending on my mood, if I feel like I need something really feisty and really fierce, I will go for some like Mulan. I will go for some like, let's get down to business. Like I'll do some of that. But I like go-to Disney songs, I would say I love Frozen.
Yeah.
I love Elsa. Yes, I love Elsa. And Moana.
Yeah.
Like all day Moana.
Yeah.
All day.
I could see you in Moana.
Oh, I fully on my vision board is going to Kauai, standing on I may never come back, who knows. Standing there and fully being in my Moana power. That is my spirit animal. So I'm so happy you asked me that question. Thank you for giving me a place to share that.
No worries. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
so
as we ready ourselves to go into the weekend, and happy Mother's Day to everybody, no matter male, female, whatever it is, we all have that mothering energy within us to be the hand, to be that heart, and to be us, to show up authentically and vulnerably. So, my friend, as always, I always close each epic interview with be safe, be healthy. Oh, no, wait, back it up. It is stay home, stay healthy, stay tuned.
Yes.
Peace out, Epic Scouts.
So much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you
later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.